Here is another method on how to solve a algebraic equation using in numerical analysis using Newton-Raphson method. When we talk about Newton-Raphson method, is also a method of solving algebraic equation. Remember that I said it in our previous lesson when I'm talking about bisection method, that is a what? A bisection method is known as what? Bracketing method. And in solving any equation, our equation can be in form of algebraic equation and transcendental equation. Where I say that what an algebraic equation is in form of this x3 can be x squared power. When you have a word transcendental equation is an equation that is it is non-algebraic, that is it is not a algebraic equation that is having exponential trigonometry sine cos. So here is what is an example of what? An example of what? Algebraic equation. So how can we now solve this algebraic equation in numerical analysis using Newton-Raphson method? Is another method. So when we talk about Newton-Raphson method, so Newton-Raphson method can also known as Newton method or method of tangent. Method of tangent. You can call it as a Newton method or method of what? Tangent or Newton-Raphson method. So in Newton-Raphson method, we have to find the real, that is the real rule, that is where the root lies between each other, the negative and positive sign of value. So this is the formula for Newton-Raphson method. Sn plus 1 is equal to Sn minus f of x all over what? F prime of what? F prime of xn. F prime of what? Xn. So in solving algebraic equation in numerical analysis by Newton-Raphson method or Newton method, we will consider this formula in solving this. So I've been given our function as algebraic equation as f of x is equal to x raised to the power of 3 plus 2x minus 2 is equal to 0. Remember that our algebraic equation must be in form of this. That is our x3 plus 2x minus 2, our f of x. So what are we going to do next is what? We are going to find our iteration. And in picking this iteration, we are going to test. The question said that was given that x to the power 3 plus 2x minus 2 is equal to 0 has the root between 0 and 1. This means that the root between 0 and 1 is what? Is either negative and positive or positive and negative. Remember that the opposite sign of the negative and positive will determine our root. That's our what. So from there we are going to get our midpoints or what? Midpoints. So it means that if I test f of 0, I'm going to get either negative or positive. And if I test f of 1, I'm going to get is either negative or positive. So it will be what? Opposite sign. So let me at s is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0. So I'm going to have, it means whenever I see x, I put 0. F of 0 is equal to 0 raised to the power of 3 plus 2 is 0 minus 2. So here I'm going to have 0 to the power of 3 is 0 plus 2 times 0 is 0. So 0 plus 0 minus 2. I'm going to have what? Minus 2. So at s is equal to 1. So this is our iteration. At s is equal to 1. So I'm going to have f of 1. Means whenever I see x, I put 1. 1 to the power of 3 plus 2 into 1 minus 2. Which will get what? 1 into the power of 3 is 1 plus 2 times 1 is 2. Then minus 2. So 2 minus 2, I'm going to have 0. Plus 1, I'm going to have 1. So this gives me what? 1. It means at, so the root lies between what? Remember that this is what? For me to find the root lies between negative and what? Positive. And if suppose f of 0, I did f of 0, I get negative, and f of 1, I get negative as well. Do you get it? If I do f of 2, I get positive. It means the what? It means that what? The value, the opposite sign of negative is what? Positive. So it means that iteration is what? The iteration that is f of 3 and f of 2 and f of 3 will be my what? Will be my what? The root that lies between them. But here is what? If it is negative, negative, And the opposite of negatives must be what? Positive. So it means I cannot take this. I have to consider the negative and next that I did that I get positive, or positive and next that I did that I get what? Negative. So that's how to find the root. So this is our iteration, that is I test for f of 0. And the question I've said that what the root lies between 0 and 1. It means at 0 I have my negative, at 1 I have positive, and the opposite sign of negative is what? Positive. So it means that what? So the root the root lies between the root lies between what? 2 and what? So 0 and 1. So the root lies between 0 and 1. 0 and 1. That is, so what gives me f of 0? I have what? F of 0, I have what? Negative. And when I test for f of 1, I have positive. And f of 1, I have what? Positive. So when I test for f of 0, I have negative. And I test for f of 1, negative 1, I have what? Positive. So what gives me negative and positive will be my root that lies between each other, which is 0 and 1. Remember that what next is what? We have to compute what? We have to compute Sn plus 1, Sn minus f of xn. So how can we get this one? So I have to find my what? First approximation of this. My first approximation is x1. Since the root lies between, so for me to get my first approximation, what gives me 0? And so I have to find the root, the midpoint of the root. That is, my x1 will now be 0 plus 1 all over 2. That is, what give me negative here is 0. What give me positive here is what? F of 1 is f of 1. What give me positive here is what? 1. So I have to have that is 0 plus 1, the average of the two numbers. 0 plus 1 all over 2. That is the midpoint. So 0 plus 1 over 2, I'm going to have what? 1 all over 2 is equal to what? 0.5. So my x1 is what? My x1 is what? 0.5. I can now consider this formula now. So Sn plus 1. So at n is equal to what? At Sn plus 1. So it means our n here is what? 1. I've got my what? X1. So I want to get my S2. So I have to consider this formula. So for me to get my S2, I have to plus 1 plus what? This. So at n is equal to what? At n is equal to 1. So I'm going to have Sn plus 1. I'm going to have 1 plus 1 is equal to what? Xn. At n is what? 1. That is, at n is 1. Then minus what? F of what? X1 all over what? F prime of what? X1. X1. So for me to get my S2, I'll consider this formula. I'm going 1 plus 1 is what? 2. S2 is equal to what? X1 minus F of X1 all over what? F prime of what? X1. So it means here, what am I going to do next here is what? So let me do it here. It means I have to find my F prime of Xn. That is, what's my Xn? It means what? What's what? What's my what? Xn. It means for me to have, let me first find my f of Xn first. What's my f of Xn? This f of Xn, it means that what? It means since our n is 1, so that is my f of Xn is what? F of x is 1. What do I get? 0.5. So it means I'm going to take this equation given to us. I'm going to what? Put it to what? 0.5. So I'm going to have, since f of s is equal to S3 plus 2s minus 2. And my n is what? At n is equal to 1, I will get my what? F of x1. So my f of x will now be f of x1 is equal to what? It means whenever I see x, I put x1. Let's do the same thing. Plus 2x1 minus 2. Whenever I see x, I put x1. So this is what it means. So what's my x1 already? My x1 is 0.5. 0.5 into 3 places plus 2 0.5 then minus 2. 0.5 raised to power of 3. I have what? I have 0.125. 0.125 plus 2 times 0.5. I have 1 then minus 2. 5 plus 1 and minus 2. I have what? I have f of x1. F of x1 as what? Minus 0.875. So it means my f of x1 is what? 0.875. That is, here is what? 0. What? 875. I've got my f of x1. So I have to what? I have to find f prime of Sn. And our n is what? Our at n is equal to 1. I'm going to have what? X1. So I have to find f prime of this. So what's my f prime of this? It means f of s is what? F of s is what? Is here. F of s is s3 plus 2s minus 2. F prime of this x, that is f prime of x1, is also x or x. So for me to find this, it means I will differentiate this with respect to x. If I differentiate s raised to the power of 3, I'm going to have what? 3s2. 3 will come down, 3 will come here, then it will be s3 minus 1. Differentiation. Plus, if I differentiate x here, I'm going to have 1. 1 multiplied by 2, I'm going to have 2. Then this is what 0. So the reason why I got s3 is using this. Here we have y as what? Asn. If I find the y over the s here, I'm going to have the power of x, which is n, will come outside. Asn minus 1. If our n here is 3, 3 will come outside, which is 3, which is our x, 3 minus 1. Since we don't have any value here, the value here is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 1, 2. 3x squared. Also my 2x. My 2x is 2 raised to the power of 1. Remember that n, 1 will multiply to s1 minus 1. There's 1 multiplied by 2 is what? 2. S1 raised to the power 1 is 0. There's what? 2 raised to the power 0 is what? 1. That's why I got 2. And remember, if I have constant, this is constant. 2x raised to the power of 0. 2x raised to the power of 0, I'm going to have 1. So for me to solve this, I will take the power of what? X, which is 0. 0 times 2, x0 minus 1. So 0 multiplied all this, so I'm going to have 0. So minus 0 is what? It's also minus 0. So plus 2 minus 0 is also plus 2. So what am I going to do here is now that so my f of what? F of s is what? 3s squared plus 2. Since I want to find f of 1, I will just put f of x1. So what will I do next is what? My next step is what? So let me just substitute this into this. For me to get my s2, remember that my x1 is 0.5 already. I want to get my s2. What's my x1? 0.5 minus what's my f of x1? I got minus 0.875 minus 0.875. Then what's my what over f prime of x, which is 1? That's 3s plus 2. What over what? 3s plus 2. This over is only affecting here. Sorry. It's something like this. All over f prime of xn. So here it will be all over f prime of xn. And as well as this f prime of xn. I'm going to have f prime of x1. F prime of x1. So what is my that's over is affecting 3x plus 2. So what's my x1 already? What's my x1? My x1 is what? 0.5. So for me to get the value for 3x, I'm going to have f prime of x1 0.5 as 3 into 0.5 into 2 plus 2. So 0.5 into 2, I'm going to have what? 0.25 times 3. I have what? I have 0.75 plus 2. I have what? 2.75. 2.75. So it means here is my what? 2.75. 2.75. So my s2 will now be, if I calculate this here is what? Minus. This is minus already. So here, minus 0.875 divided by 2.75. What did I have? I have minus 0.318882. Let me just take it to 4 decimal place. So if I solve minus times minus is plus 0.5 plus this, I'm going to have 0.5 plus 0.3182. So 0.5 plus 0.3182. I have 0.8182. So my S2 is 0.8182. So I've gotten my S2. So let me get my S3. So for me to get my S3, it means I'm going to consider this formula. So for me to get my S3 at n is equal to what? 2. At n is equal to 2, I will get my S3, that is S1, n is what? 2. 2 plus 1. And what do we have there? Sn, which is 2, minus what? F of S2. Then all over what? F of what? F of F prime of what? S2. So I want to solve this. 2 plus 1, S3 is equal to. So S2, what's my S2 already? 0. This one is half. Don't be confused. Yes, but all over F prime of what? S2. This over is affecting this. So my S2 is 0.8182 minus f of S2. It means I have to do my f. I have to what? I have to solve f of S2. So for me to solve f of S2, what I get from S2, I'm taking it to this function. This function. So this is the function. So I'll get my, so I will not take it. So what's my f of S2 here? So for me to get my f of S2, so let me first do this. Let me first solve f of S2. F of S2. So that is my f of s here is what? S3 plus 2x minus 2. Since it's what? F of s2, I'll just take on the s2. Whenever I say s2, I put s2. It's also the same thing. So what is my s2 here? My s2 is 0.8182 into 3 plus 2, 0.8182. Then minus what? Minus 2. If I calculate this, what I'm going to have? I'm going to have 0.8182 into power of 3 plus 2 times 0.8182 minus 2, which I have 0.1841. I have here is I have 0.1841. So my f of s2 is this. So for me to find my f prime of s2, remember that my f prime of x is already is what? 3x plus 2. 3x squared plus 2. I'm going to put 3x squared plus 2. So what is my x? So since I want to find f prime, I will just turn to this one as s2 and s2. So what's my s2? My s2 is 0.8182. I'm going to have 3 into s2. What's my s2? 0.8182 into 2 plus 2. So if I multiply this, what am I going to have? I'm going to have 0.8182 times 0.8182. I have this, then multiply by 3 plus 2. I have 4.0083. So it means I've gotten f prime of s2. I'll just substitute it here. So you can make screenshots for this. So according to the formula, s3 is equal to s of 2 minus f of s2. So minus, what's my s of 2? S2 is what? 0.8182. Then minus what? F of s2. My f of s2 is this, 0.1844. 0.1841 over, what's my f prime of s2? 4.0083. So if I solve this, what am I going to have? I'm going to have 0.1841 divided by 4.0083. So I have what? Here I have 0.8182 minus this divided, I have what? 0.04593. So let us subtract 0.8182 minus 0.04593. I have 0.7722. So my S3 is 0.77227. So I have to do for my S4. I'm doing this so that I can get my root. The root of this is what? Our approximation must be equal to each other. That is, the answer for approximation I get must be sufficiently small. If suppose here I got my S2 as, here is what? My S2 is what? My S2 is what? 0.8182. And here is also my S2 is 0.8188 related to this. So that is my root. Since I'm getting different answer of S2 is different from S3, I've not gotten it. So my answer must be the same. The approximation number must be what? If I check the second or third, they must be the same with each other. So since they are the same, it will be my root. Since I'm not getting my root, I have to do for my S4. So let us do for my S4. So since this is my S3, so I have to do for my S4. That's at n is equal to what? 3. I'll get my S4. So that is Sn plus 1. N is 3. Sn plus 1. I'm going to have, whenever I say S, I put 3. Is equal to what? S2 minus F of what? S what? Sn, which is what? 3. All over what? Over what? F prime of what? F prime of S3. So let me do for my S3. So S3, 3 plus 1 is what? S4 is equal to what? S2. So what is my S2? I cannot get S2 is S3. Since N is 3, I'm going to have S3. So what my S3 is this. So for me to get this, I have to solve F of S3 and F prime of S3. So it means my F of X already is what? 3x. S is to the power of 3 plus 2s squared minus 2. So my F of S3, it means whenever I say S, I put S3. I'm going to have S3 into raised to the power of 3 plus 2s. And this is S squared. S is X, F of X, something like this. So since I'm covering S3, I'm going to have S3 minus 2. So what is my S3 already? My S3 already is this. I'm going to have 0.77227 into power of what? 3. Then plus 2. 0.77227 into power of what? You don't have power. Then minus 2. So what am I going to? My F of S3 will now be what? So let's solve this together. This one into 3 place, I'm going to have 0.77. So I have 0.005123. I can convert it to standard form. Since I'm dealing with this, I have to do this. So let me do F prime of S3. So my F of X, F prime of X, what do we get for F prime of X? I have 3x squared, 3x squared plus 2. So my F prime of X, since I want to do F prime of S3, so I'll just put 3 here. Whenever I say S, I put 3. That's S squared plus 3. So I'm going to have, what is my X? 3 into, what is my X? My X is this, 0.77227 raised to the power of 2 plus 2. So let us solve this. So for me to solve this, I have to open the bracket. 0.77227 into 2. I have what? I have this, then multiply by 3, then plus 2. So the number is 3.7892029. Just take it to 4 significant figure. So my F prime of S3, 3.789. So I can now use the formula to solve this. So I will now have, for me to get my S4, I'm going to have S3. What's my S3 here? 0.77227 minus F of S3. So my F of S3 is this, 0.005123 all over F prime of S3, which is this 3.789. So let us do it together. Let us divide this. Minus 0.005123 divided by 3.789. I have 0.77227 minus, when I divide this, this minus affecting this. So when I solve this, I have minus what? 1.3520. That is 3521 to 4 decimal place. So if I plus it with plus 0.77227, what did I have? I have 0.770. I have 0.7709. My S4 is 0.7709. You can see that S4 and S3 are not the same. They are the same, but this is 227. This is what 09. That my S4 is 0.7709, and you can see my S3 is 0.7727. They are not the same. Suppose this is equal to this, it means that is my root, and I'll just convert it to two decimal places. Since my root is not equal to this, so I have to what? I have to consider till I get the same exact answer for the two. So I have to do for my S5. So for me to do for my S5, that is at n is equal to what? 4. So I'm going to have xn plus 1 is equal to what? So this is the formula. Sn plus 1 is equal to, that's Sn plus 1 is equal to xn. Then minus what? F of what? X. So what's my x? Since my n is what? 4, I'll just put 4. S4 plus 5. Then S4 minus f of S4 all over f prime of x4. So I will try it for this. So for me, so I have to solve for f of S4 and f prime of S4. So what is my f of x? My f of x already is what? Is S3. S is to the power of 3 plus 2x minus 2. So for me to solve for my f of what? S4, it means whenever I see x, I put x to square 4. So I'm going to have, here is S4, I'll put 4, I'll put 4. Whenever I see x, I put S4, I'm going to have this. So what is my S4 already? This is my S4. So 0.7709 into 3 plus 2, 0.7709 into what? Then minus 2, minus 2. So you can make screenshot for this. 0.779, 0.7709 into 3 places, then plus, I can just do it forwardly, plus 2 times 0.7709 minus 2. I have what? I have f of, so my f of S4 is now 0.0000 then 64 minus 0.6429. So that is my answer, or 6430 minus. So f prime of x. So what my f prime of x is what? 3x. My f prime of x, what did I go? My f prime of x 3x squared plus 2. 3x squared plus 2. And whenever I see x, I put s4. I want to get f prime of s4. It means this one will be s4. Here will be what? S4. So it means 3 into x squared 4. So my s4 is what? My S4, this is my S4 already, 0.7709 into 2 plus 2. So I have to what? 0.079 into 2, 0.7709 into 2. So I have 3 into 0.59428681 plus 2. If I multiply this one is what? Times 3, then plus 2. So let me just, f prime of s4 is now to 4 decimal, to 4 centimeters table, 3.7829. 3.7829. So I can now apply my formula, that is x4, that is s4 plus 1, s4 plus 1. So that I can get my s5, I'm going to have s5 is equal to, what is my x4? Yes, this formula I'm using because I want to get my s5. What's my what? S4. My S4 is what? 0.7009. 0.7709 minus f of S4. So what's my f of S4? I've gotten it here. 0.00006429. That is minus as well all over. So what is my what? F prime of S4. This is it. I have 3.7829. If I divided by this one by this, what am I going to have? I'm going to have 0.0006429 divided by what? 3.7829. I have what? 0 point as well. So this is minus. If I add it to what? Plus 0.7709. I have, so my S5. The addition of this, no minus and minus is plus. I have 0.7709. Now you can see that what? So where is my root? This is my what? My root is what? 0.7709. S4, what did we get from S4? My S4 is what? 0.7009. My S5 is what? 0.7709. You can see they are the same. So the approximation that is at S5 gives what? 0.709, which is the same with what? S4. Hence, my calculation will stop here. That is my so it means that what? My fifth approximation give me the root. Hence, the root is 0.7709. Remember, the question said that what we should convert to what? Two decimal place. Since the root is 0.7709, so into two decimal place, into two decimal places, I will now have what? 0.77. So this is how to use Newton method or method of target or Newton-Raphson method to solve algebraic equation, and as well as what? Transcendental equation in what? In numerical analysis. I hope you find this interesting. And in this numerical analysis, you have to be very, very careful in making use of your calculator. You have to be very, very careful. Be serious when you're doing this. And this is what it takes a lot of time in solving. Be very, very careful in handle calculator. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks.